Go ahead, Ray.
Hey, oh, got that on video.
Well, let's kick it off. Episode 34 of the Utility Players Podcast. We're starting a little random, a little crazy. Ben's ready to jump right in with 5 things that he's learned, maybe more than 5, but we'll start at 5, and things that he learned at being a dad.
Yeah, it's been a dad officially. I guess I've been a dad for almost a year now, but she's been out of her other home for a month now. And each day is different. And I thought I'd compile 5 things that I've learned that I didn't really realize before or didn't even know at all before in this first month of being a dad. The first thing I'll say is you see all the baby clothes out there. You see all the kid clothes out there. What I've quickly realized is anything kid-wise that has buttons on it is an absolute nightmare. And if anybody gives you something clothing-wise that has buttons on it, they're assholes. Because
they don't really love you.
In the middle of the night at 3 a.m, when she's screaming her eyes off, and you're trying to get that off because it might be some seeping poop out the side of it.
Oh,
geez. Put the buttons off, get her cleaned up while she's still screaming, then get it back on. And you get the buttons like finally hooked up and you look at it, and you're like, why is this damn thing not fitting right? Damn it. You're trying to rip the buttons over. No, for my eyes, everything should just be Velcro. Yep. Velcro or just like, anything with buttons, absolute nightmare. That's the one thing. The other thing that's hit me hard is time is completely different. Like from the time you wake up, just the whole 24 hours of the day is just completely different. And maybe it's different for me because I'm having my first kid I'm a lot older. I'm 36 now, but like, I'm so not used to my day being, I'm in control of all of my time throughout the day. Right. Mm-hmm. I do this, then, I usually get in a little routine. With a kid, everybody always tells you, and you would imagine it, it's just completely and utterly different. You feel like time flies. You have no time. She kind of works in blocks most of the time where she'll eat, sleep, poop, scream, cry. Now she's smiling and opening her eyes and going like this, for about a half hour, but then that'll go back to crying. And then you finally get her back to sleep and you only got on a good day about an hour and a half to do anything, so then you're trying to clean bottles and do this and pick up some things, trying to make some food real quick, and then all of a sudden, bam, you hear crying again. You're like, son of a bitch. And even me as a person, like I'm very punctual. I usually call myself waiting in the parking lot, meaning if I'm going into the store, I usually get there so early that hasn't even opened yet. I'm the dude that's waiting in the parking lot. I 100% for sure will be a mall walker.
You're that guy at Wendy's. You're that old guy at Wendy's waiting for a junior bacon cheeseburger and a baked potato and a chili at 10 a.m.
I'm a mall walker, dude. I already wear my pants high enough to compete with those guys. So, but even going places like, we've went a few places. We've had some family things over these past couple of weekends, and trying to get places in a specific time. Like, hey, we're gonna get there by 9. It's all dependent on her. Like, can we get her? Can we get her fed? Can we get her dressed? I mean, she will fight you. Hold on. My phone went. So that's another thing. Time's completely different. I knew this before, but didn't really realize it. But babies fart a lot. I mean, a lot. Basically all day long, ripping grandpa style farts.
Wow.
And they make sometimes they'll fart and it scares them, and then they'll start crying.
Oh my God.
They're like that. And then
28, that still happens to me.
They're not very different from me throughout the day. I poop like 4 to 5 times a day. I rip farts all day. So far, I'm pretty used to it now. All right.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Taking notes.
Baby, yeah, I know. You gotta get burped. The other thing is, you hear a lot. People say they change every day, and I never really thought that could happen, but I truly believe that now after watching her for a month. Every day I feel like she's completely changed, or there's something new where she's herself learning something new. She's starting to like focus on things now, look at the walls, see like the contrast.
She gets around her,
between
yeah.
things, yeah. And then I guess now she can start to recognize our faces. So she'll stare. She'll literally look at you and stare at your eyes. That doesn't even blink.
Wow.
10 minutes straight without doing anything, and then maybe make a little smile.
Now that you just did that, she does have your eyes because you just did that staring thing in the pictures that you've been sending us. I see her eyes now in you, like, or vice versa, whatever you want to say. But like now I can see that.
I got to tell this story because it's weird and I didn't know how to say it. You know, sometimes you experience things, you don't know how to put it into words right yet, right? You're trying to explore that part. Well, stuff happens with her. I don't know how to, people ask you all the time, like, who does she look like? I'm like, I don't know. She looks like a melted ice cream right now. But at first, all I could see is Emily. Like I could see Emily's like mouth, you know, when she sleeps, some of the faces she makes. And, you know, other people say she looks like Emily. Well, there's been a couple times now that one recently where I'm sitting there, she's on my legs, I'm staring at her. And all of a sudden I see myself. You see
that's trippy.
Almost like yourself in a mirror real quick.
Yeah.
It kind of freaks you out. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Then you look at it again. You're trying to look at it and be like, where was that at? Did I see myself? And then you can't see it again. But for a second, you caught a glimpse of yourself and you're like, oh man, poor girl.
Eating the good
And then the last thing is just to sum up a thing Ray's talked about a lot, but I've been thinking about this every day. They're truly aliens. And I think it's the best way to describe them is she's literally an alien. She doesn't know anything about this world, doesn't know anything about life, anything. So you're trying to teach them and guide them through those things of what this life's about. Just even, you know, looking at colors and anything like that. They're truly aliens. And so that's to me been the most fun part is trying to, you know, show her and let her explore things. So those are the top 5 things. The other thing that I hate is just the diaper rash is the real deal. Makes you feel terrible. And man, I like her. I know this is a non-censored show, but man, sometimes her butt looks like any gust of wind is going to make that thing burn. So I feel so bad.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait till she hears this in 15 years.
Right?
Oh please. Yeah, that's the beauty of this podcast is that exact point is just hitting play when she doesn't even know and making her feel uncomfortable at
She's
12
gonna be
years
in
old.
school and her friends are gonna be like, "Did you know your dad has a podcast on YouTube?"
I've been taking videos of her farting, like making her faces, just like,
oh my God.
Farting, and I will save those forever. And you know, if she ever gets online, she got her friends over. I'm like, hey Veda, what's this on the TV right here?
It is going to be way easier to stream on a TV when that time comes. You're going to be
popping up from your arms.
I'll probably be able to upload it to her friends' minds without even pop right in her head and be like, oh shit, damn, you shit your pants.
I went on your Instagram yesterday and your one highlight is the stories of them and all those pictures, dude. I was just cracking up for like 5 minutes.
Oh, you made it your highlight? You saved it on your profile?
Yeah.
That's good because I want to randomly go to that once in a while.
I've been trying to, you know, do more things on there and stuff, but then I just lose track of things. I like get busy, set my phone down, then I forget about it. So I'm trying to get better.
It's cool.
Time management. So yeah. There we go.
Well, that's the daddy segment of this podcast, and you know, the to be continued from episode 33, where Ben had to run, and he'll have to run in the next 50 minutes or so. But because he's on a time schedule, we respect it. But he wanted to get that out in the beginning. Any comments, questions for Ben?
The first ever call him daddies.
Call him daddy.
Call him daddy.
No.
Hey. Hey, she played a great. She hung in there for 18 holes on Sunday. So
she did, yeah.
She didn't make a
18
peep.
holes
She was awesome.
You know,
only one diaper change while we played.
One diaper change, and one quick, you know, in the car booth.
Yeah.
After 9 holes.
Yep.
That's solid.
She was a trooper.
Yeah, we're trying to make sure she gets out.
Shout out to Ben's team for coming in second place.
Yeah, I know.
Is that an annual thing you guys do for people that don't know? Kind of, you guys did a golf day and family, girlfriends, wives, stuff like that, fiancés. Is that something you guys have done before?
No,
this was the first one.
Very first one.
Ooh, so annual.
Our
inaugural.
You know, wanted to do it, and so we got, you know, it was just kind of like Emily and Mandy's family, and then her grandpa's, has many siblings.
Gotcha.
So their family too. And that was the very first one. It will be a thing every year from now on.
Nice. That's
And you
good.
kinda
That's
get
dope.
excited about it. So I think it'll keep expanding. Although I do think we should do 9 holes going forward, because as it expands, that
Ben lost his attitude at hole 1, 2.
No, it's
He's
just
like,
like
"Fuck this game."
a lot of people have kids and stuff, and you
Yeah.
18 holes, you got 8 hours out there.
Yeah.
And we played a small course, a really small course.
It's a 18 hole par 3 course.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was
Yeah.
pretty
Not bad.
sick. Even though I believe that shit was rigged, because every team had 4 people except for my team. It was me, Mandy, Nate,
Illusion.
and Nate's 7-year-old daughter.
And I will say, shout out to Emily's dad. I call him guy with no shirt, lives without a shirt, never seen. I've seen multiple videos, 0 shirt
The
in
first
multiple
person didn't even
settings.
tee off, and the guy had his shirt off.
Yeah, I see. You guys were practice swinging on like not even the first hole, and he had a shirt off. Like, I was like, okay, it's gonna be that type of day, huh?
No shirt
Yeah,
guy.
I
sometimes,
respect that.
sometimes you got to tell them, you're like, hey, Rod, you got to put a shirt on to go in here, man. Yeah, you got to put a shirt on. He's like, oh,
Hey,
get in the
man.
car, buddy.
They require a
buddy.
shirt.
Get in
Hey, I
the
got you a shirt right here in my pocket. Got you.
You should have
feel
saw
like
this
that's
guy when
gonna
we went
be-
to Arizona.
car. Yes, that is his land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I can understand Florida or Arizona not having a shirt on all the time, but like Iowa, like you only got a few months of it, so I do understand why he does it, but that's short lived. 9 months of the year, he's definitely got a shirt on. I would assume.
That shirt will not come back on until probably December, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's back off in March.
Yep. Right. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some NFL football. Week 3 of the NFL season. We, as a podcast from the Dolphins, Bears, and
Podcast
Giants, yeah, we went 0-3 for our teams. I personally have very limited opinions about. I have a lot of opinions about my team, but I'll keep it very limited here. But what did you guys learn about your teams, and what did you guys kind of get away from week 3 of the NFL season?
Fire
Hey,
Jason
before
Garrett.
anybody starts, we should rename this the Sad Guys Show, because our teams. Yeah, I might even. Someone else start.
Yeah, great.
I think all of us need an offensive coordinator. Start there.
For real.
Don't even.
Jeez.
I changed.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was gonna say I changed all my fantasy football team names to Fire Jason Garrett. The guy is
Illusion. He
awful. I don't
sabotaging
know
us.
I don't know how people in the Giants organization sit there and not see that we need a new offensive coordinator. I don't see
It's
it.
coming.
I like Joe Judge, but I'm now worried for his job, especially if you
Mhm.
fire Gettleman. That next GM is going to want his own guy, unless they get a guy that's a Joe Judge guy, which I don't know. But Jason Garrett's not it, dude. He's not. He doesn't know how to use Kadarius Toney. Spent a first-round pick on him. It's the same generic plays that like he's almost asking Madden on PlayStation.
That's Madden. I love it.
Coach.
Everybody's killing him. All the analysts, like the defense knows what's coming every single time. So when you guys and Daniel Jones has been playing great, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions on the year, only 1 fumble.
1 fumble. Yep.
And that was on a run where they hit it out from behind. So he's playing good. When you have guys like Shepard, Saquon, Ingram, even though he has no hands, Galladay, there's no excuses.
The playmakers are there.
Excuses. Like we have the
That's what I was
talent.
going to say. So do you think you have the players you need? It's the
Yes.
coaching, right?
Yep. Granted our offensive line sucks, but Andrew Thomas, everyone hated on him last year. The guy's only allowed 1 sack in 3 games. He's like a top 5 ranked tackle in the NFL right now. So
Yeah, we had an offensive
more
lineman
excuses.
go down in week 1 or week 2, I think, and
Yeah.
then we had 3 injuries alone in the first half. We had Blake Martinez, which is our leading
out for the season.
tackler, out for the year. Shepard didn't come out after the first quarter. Slayton the same. So it was a poorly managed game, and we should have won. But it didn't help that we had 3 starters go out immediately.
still-
That was
Still,
unfortunate.
though, we still have the guys after that. You still
Yeah.
have a Robert
You had
Rodgers,
talent
60
behind them.
million too.
Yeah.
You still
So
have Tony.
3 games in though. What do you want to happen for the rest of the year?
Oh, it's
Are you
over.
calling it? Are you calling it already for the Giants and say, hey, fuck it, let's try to get a big draft pick?
It's over. We have the
Yeah.
hardest
No.
schedule. We have the hardest strength of schedule for the remaining.
I don't want to call it in the sense of I like Joe Judge, so I think if he can do what he did last year and pull this team together and show some fight, do what we did last year where we went like 0-5 to start the year and then we ended up at like 6-10. So one extra game in the year, we show some fight similar to last year. I want him to be our head coach next year, but we'll definitely need to change up everything. Total shake up. Let's try things new because you're a lottery team at this point. Why not just go and be like, all right, all new offensive scheme. Let's change some things up, move people around. But that's all I have to say personally about the Giants, that they don't deserve to be talked about enough on this podcast.
Listen, I love your optimism. I love it. I love your optimism. And
yeah,
I really wish we can play similar to how we did in the final 6-7 games last year. That was when we had our offensive line was playing the best it's been playing lately. Wayne Gallman was running for 75 to 100 yards a game. But there's another thing. Why did we rush to sign Devontae Booker at the beginning of free agency? And then the guy was placed as inactive last week.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They say why?
Oh, I'm getting fucking
no, they didn't.
No, but listen, the Giants' remaining schedule: Saints, Cowboys, Rams, Panthers, Chiefs, Raiders, Bucks, Eagles, Dolphins, Chargers, Cowboys, Eagles, Bears, Redskins. It's not happening this year, pal.
That's
I heard one win in there though. So
which
Redskins?
the Bears
No.
game.
which brings me to
At this
which
point,
brings me to you could break down, before we go, we're kind of going upscale, meaning the Giants were bad, the Bears were bad, and then we'll kind of go up with the Dolphins because they had a competitive game. Obviously, first start for Fields. What do you see out there as a fan?
Well,
I
I
don't
didn't
know
watch
nothing,
it
but-
because thank God, because we were golfing, so I kind of had it on my phone, was watching it, and I knew immediately.
Damn,
Just
6 for
seeing
20.
Game Pass.
This is the first time I look at his numbers.
Poor guy.
It's bad.
Bad. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a few things. I've said a couple of stats to you guys,
9
but
times.
the stats in that game.
Oh my
I think the Bears
God.
ran 42 total plays for
tell you right now.
47 yards.
Wow, you got that right. Without
47
looking at
yards.
it, yeah, 42 for 47. Yeah.
Whoa. I've looked at it about 100 times to make sure that
Those aren't hard numbers to remember. Yeah, 42 for 47.
It was like 47 yards. Wait, that's got to be a joke.
That's insane.
This has got to be a joke.
Wow.
Fields was sacked
Holy shit.
9 times in that game. I think
Also
the
correct.
total there was one total net passing yard, one,
Wow.
which is insane. And watching back through the highlights of the game, look, Justin Fields did not play well, but if you watch some of the highlights of the game, I don't know what the game plan was for Matt Nagy, but he continues to not make any adjustments for any game plan ever. Like that whole game, he's getting completely bum rushed. The O-line's terrible. So you have Myles Garrett and Jadeveon just coming right after him all game. Instead of getting plays to get him out of the pocket and moving around, which is, I believe, Justin Fields, one of his strengths, he continues to have him drop back in the pocket and get completely nailed the whole game. Matt Nagy didn't make any adjustments at all. And this has been what? He came on in 2018, I believe. Wait, 2018, I don't know. He was supposed to be this offensive guru coach. Since he's came there, we have done nothing offensively. He continues to take over, complete control of offensive play calling, but he's terrible at it. He's completely terrible. It looks like there is no game plan at all in any game. It's just kind of balls to the wall. Let's call a play. So it's super, super frustrating at this point. And I don't know. I feel bad for Justin Fields because I feel like we're in that Bears thing that we usually do is we ruin quarterbacks. Like the Bears are known for, if you want to get your career ruined, come play quarterback for us. We've never had a franchise quarterback.
All are welcomed.
We finally get Justin Fields, and over these 2 games that he's been in there, I mean, he looks lost. I don't know if you guys seen it.
I don't think it's
he
his
looks
fault,
like
though.
lost. It's not his fault. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
blaming
not.
him. But
Yeah.
we're at a point where if the McCaskies don't make a change now, he will be ruined. It'll ruin his career.
Yeah, you don't want to.
This
That's
is
the
gonna
next
happen.
conversation. You don't want to ruin a quarterback by letting a guy get
Another
hit that
bitch.
much. That
And
makes
so,
sense.
like, I know I saw Dan Orlovsky said, immediately, like, Matt Nagy should be done now.
They were
Like,
ripping
he's
him
got to
up
go
yesterday.
now. Ryan Pace has to go. And I completely agree. And I think any Bears fan, diehard Bears fan like myself, is like, we're fed up with this. It's time to make a change. Don't wait till the end of the year. Let's just get him. It's not working out. Hasn't worked out for the last 3 years. It's
Yeah.
time for him to go, and let's move on. Develop an entire system around Justin Fields.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, that's why you
isn't
go
that
draft him.
Isn't that what we should be doing?
Yeah.
And it is mind blowing to me.
But
So
I mean,
super
similar is
frustrated.
happening in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. So you're not like, it's not a rare situation where not everybody could be Kyle Murray that could come into a situation that was very well done, where they had talent, coaching, they had a great mix. I think we judge too harshly as a fan on those organizations that get it right, but they're not as common as we think, where Jacksonville's going through that, the Bears going through that, Giants went through that, are still going, Jets. So like the Washington football team. So there's a lot more teams on board with you, but I understand where it's like, fuck, you have a talented quarterback, yet no help or backing.
Yeah, and I know the Browns are a good team, but like 47 yards of total offense.
No,
I
inexcusable.
mean, it's just unbelievable. It's time for him to go. At this point, right now, I mean, hey, Nick, that game in January is looking like we could be battling for number 1 pick. At this point, which,
Well,
hey, by the way,
which is
we
our
don't have
pick,
anyway
pal.
because it goes to you guys.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I like
so
it.
dang,
Love it.
you guys, at this point, you guys might be getting number 1 pick this year.
As
just
much as I
by
hate it
way
every
of
time
us.
Ben's pumped up about the Bears, I'm in the background like, well, hope you guys lose.
And we got the Lions this week, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we gonna win
I don't
that
know.
game? I don't know.
Lions overall look better than you guys do, but I think that's an interesting game because it could go either way because you guys both been playing poorly. But yeah, competitive in a couple games where your defense looked good last game versus the Bengals, and then obviously Detroit showed some promise. They obviously with the Ravens, heartbreaker.
Nagy comes out in his press conference yesterday and says, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, I don't know. They're all up in the air to start on Sunday. Look, motherfucker, you're not making things any better for yourself.
Not
Get rid
any
of Nick
easier.
Foles and literally just say Andy
Motherfucker.
Dalton, Justin Fields is our starter and develop the entire team and offense around him. But he can't do it. He's not an offensive guru. I'm sorry, he's not. So get rid of him, or he should recognize this. Because I mean, he lives in Chicago, which is, like New York too, but not as intense in terms of the media. He damn well knows what the Chicago media and Chicago fans feel about him right now. And just say, hey, I'm done with the play calling. I'll be the head coach, but I'm all the offensive play calling duties. I'm going to pass over to someone else because it's not working out. We continuously, every single year, are at the bottom in terms of offensive production. And it's just, we're not going to win. The defense is not what it has been in the years past. So I'm a sad guy right now.
Hey, you guys played a good Browns team.
I'll tell you this though.
47
Miles
yards of
Garrett-
total offense.
If Myles Garrett ever makes the Hall of Fame, they're gonna have that game on loop.
Did you hear what he said after the game? He was like, I was kind of surprised they didn't make any adjustments and they just kept having Justin drop back and not, get outside of the pocket at all. I'm like, yeah, so was everybody fucking else? God.
Oh, I love it. Oh, well, to change gears so we can keep this rolling and be miserable, but a little bit more competitive game. We'll let Fort take it away and break down the Dolphins and Raiders, and which was a very compelling game. I thought there was multiple mistakes on the Dolphins end. The fact that they were in the game, take it away.
Listen, as bad as Jason Garrett is, I don't know if he calls a wide receiver screen on the 1 yard line.
That was awful. That was so bad.
I don't know how you do that. I saw that. And the fact that we lost by 3 makes that play. And then the missed field goal from Jason Sanders, who is money. It was a tough game. I was at Township watching it with my brother and Travis and Vito. And I mean, it was good atmosphere. It was just competitive game. I don't know. Brissett didn't play well, even though they put up 28 points, but the defense had a pick 6. Defense played all right. The Raiders are good. They're good. Gruden is Gruden. He's been coaching well, and I don't know. We play the Colts this week, and they're 0-3, so you gotta win. You gotta win that game. Tua's still out. I don't know what the deal is with that. We don't have a running game, and it's the same Dolphins team I've been watching my whole life, which is why I just focus on fantasy football the last 8-10 years.
So what is that about? I've always wondered this. What is it about, like you just said, Danny? That's the same Dolphins team I've seen my whole life. I'm a Bears fan, been my whole life. It's the same. It feels like the same shit for every year now for 20 plus years. They're the same exact team.
Dude,
is it like energy within the city?
It's
I don't get it.
Well,
the players interchange, the coaches interchange, but the same shit happens every single year.
I really don't know. It's like they'll be in a close game, and you're like, all right, we're gonna win. Like this is it, and then they'll make an effort. They'll go up, and then the other team will tie it, and then you just lose in the last few seconds, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like I don't know. I was excited that we actually threw the ball down the field for once. Brissett was just throwing that thing. Like we had few missed calls that could have went either way, especially in overtime, and you think we might win, and Ray's playing some shit on his phone. But I don't know. I don't know. I love Tua, but I don't know if he's the guy. It's just every year we miss on something. It's like draft pick wise, free agent wise, we don't get who we should get, and it's just a hamster on a wheel.
Yep.
Doing the same thing. It's like
we should hit up Kyrie to walk around the stadium with Sage and just kind of go
somebody
around.
Walk around the stage because I don't know. Trade for Deshaun Watson. Fuck it.
Right at this point, you might as well be like
Steven Ross
right?
Like Steven Ross wants him. So I don't know what they're waiting on. I don't know what's going on. Houston for sure ain't playing them, but
yeah, they're not.
I was 4-0 in fantasy this week, so that's it. That's all I got.
Nice. I was 0-4. I feel like that's an offensive coordinator thing though, because as far as I saw, you guys were up, and then it's run play. Like let's survive now, up 14-0, instead of as soon as they caught up, you guys opened up the playbook and Jacoby was making some plays. And then
it shouldn't be like that though. You shouldn't wait till shouldn't wait till you're down by a touchdown and the game's tied to open the playbook, especially with Jacoby, who's a veteran quarterback at this point. It's not like he's Tua, who's only played a few games or whatever. Like Jacoby's been there, done that. So I mean, he's playing against his former team next week. He better go 20 of 25, 200 yards and 2 TDs with the dub. Like I that's all I can ask for. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, don't lose to the Colts for your own sake.
I can't, man. I can't.
For your own personal sake, don't lose to the Colts.
Especially because most likely I'm probably going to be with Travis.
Yeah.
So I don't need that.
Just to recap week 3, and then we'll do week 4 predictions as far as our teams are kind of going into it. But the Thursday night football game, Panthers-Texans 24-9. McCaffrey out multiple weeks. I have him in one of my leagues. Chad,
I think Nick, I said to you beginning of the season, I can't take him number 1 because he's too injury prone.
What did Ford say? What did you say in the chat?
I said availability over ability.
Availability over ability.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I had the first pick and I took.
Yeah, I had the second pick and he had it. I was like, oh, that's a miss. There he goes. Yeah. Looks like a good pick right now.
The best
I'm
ability
not dogging
is
him. I feel bad for him, but
it sucks though because like McCaffrey's a good back.
Of course,
I like McCaffrey a lot.
That was one of the first times I've ever watched him like on a primetime game or national TV. I'm like, this boy's quick, bro. He explodes. And I've never really seen him in a game because when would I ever watch him on Fox? If I've never owned him on fantasy, so there's no reason for me to watch him. That was the first time I ever watched him, and I was only in the first quarter and a half, and I was like, "Oh, I see why this guy's the truth." But it's sad to say.
He doesn't run out of bounds. He fights for the extra yard.
Yeah, there's like 3 running backs that, like, if you have those top 5 picks, it's like you really, really want to take them, but you don't know. Saquon, CMC, and Dalvin Cook.
Those are the 3. That's it.
You want to take those guys because you know they could go off every time, but then you're like, I don't know. Yeah. So,
and then obviously we had Falcons over Giants, 17-14. Bills killed the Washington football team, 43-21.
Those are good.
Browns are 26 over 6 over the Bears. The Ravens-Lions game was great. Obviously, Ben said you guys have the Lions. That was tremendous. What was that? 68 yards?
66.
Woo!
6.
That boy got leg.
Dunked it off the crossbar.
Justin Tuck. Was it Justin Tucker?
Justin Tucker, yeah.
Tucker,
Justin
right?
Tucker, yep.
Okay, Justin Tucker, yeah.
They tagged
it shouldn't even been that close. Hollywood Brown wanted to drop 3 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, he dropped. Oh, my goodness. That was on him because I had Lamar, and I needed all the points I could get. And
the first drop was terrible because that was a great throw from Lamar. That was like one of the best throws I've ever seen Lamar make. In between 2 defenders.
Yeah, they were in the breadbasket every time.
Lamar doesn't know how to play quarterback, right?
Right, yeah. He's a running back.
Too bad he's a running back. Yeah.
Right. Too bad he leads the NFL in yards per completion and, yards per carry. But
he's sick. I feel like he's gonna get a lot better over the years, and I feel like
his roses.
He has not peaked in my opinion of watching him, and this is the first time in fantasy because
he's like what 24.
Yeah, you watch a guy differently when you own him in fantasy, or I don't want to say own him because I don't want people to come after me on Twitter. God forbid.
He's like one of 4 quarterbacks that has over 90 touchdowns running and passing, and
he's gonna get better. Yeah, he's gonna get better. He's gonna evolve as a
QB right there. So
he's gonna evolve as a quarterback. Eventually, the legs go a little bit, so you need to become an experience and postseason. So he'll evolve. Titans over Colts 25-16. Chargers over Chiefs. Big game 30-24. I had that game. Red Zone was playing a lot towards the end because they knew that was like the sexy watch of the day. Man, Herbert goes in. He's proven his worth right there.
Yeah.
Chiefs lose 2 in a row, and Andy Reid feels sick. Literally, I felt bad.
This man in the ambulance.
Andy Reid honestly looks like he feels sick. By the way, so
yeah, he looks not well. He needs to do something. Yeah, it's like those people that are catching
these garbage.
Yeah, they got Tyrann Mathieu, and that's about it.
Not to sound controversial, but it's like those people that get COVID, and you look at them, you go, I mean, it makes sense.
At least they
kind of makes sense here.
When you got it.
Yeah. Why don't you mix in a salad or a water? But anyway, Saints over Patriots 24-13. Bengals over Steelers. Fuck.
Yep. Thank God. I'm always down for Steelers.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase is looking for
man. First player over Randy Moss. 4 touchdowns in 3 games, is it? Something like that.
He's got a touchdown in every game.
Every game, yeah. First rookie to do that since Randy.
That's why I picked him up in fantasy.
Second week in a row, the Steelers can't cover a damn 2.5 spread for me.
Najee Harris looked good though in this back-to-back game, so that's good for fantasy.
Big Ben needs to retire.
Who?
What?
Big Ben.
Who?
Oh, Big Ben. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Ben just needs a handy. He needs to unload. He's good.
He's 2 charges out.
I mean, he has his
extra large pepperoni.
Yeah, he knows how to do one if he needs it.
They were saying on the Pat McAfee show, it's kind of hard to throw a ball when each one of your balls weighs 65 pounds.
Ooh, hard. Cardinals 31 over the Jags 19. Trevor Lawrence is not showing much, but obviously similar situation it feels, I think.
All the rookie QBs haven't looked very good at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even see Zach Wilson. That's how much he sucks.
I was gonna say nobody's seen Zach Wilson. We've seen his numbers. No one's seen him actually on television yet.
Yeah, you can't come into the NFL as a Mormon and expect to be good right away.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Yeah,
have like 6 points.
Kyle Murray looks like the leading candidate for MVP. Which did you have predicting on?
Right there.
No, I
okay.
don't think so.
Broncos over Jets 26-0. Obviously, we won't talk about that. Like I said, nobody cares.
Hey, wait a second. Do you know Zach Wilson has more interceptions than first downs?
Doesn't surprise me.
Damn.
Yo,
Dude, at the end of the day, I'm not a Jet hater. I never root for rookies to look that bad. So I'll always root for rookies to do well because it's fucking hard being a quote unquote franchise quarterback to a team that hasn't fully equipped you with everything you need. So
No.
I feel for
your
it.
mom's active on social media.
And she be looking good, I heard. Finna get active.
You're nice because I fucking hate the Jets and they suck.
Yeah, no, I know. I try not to. I'm not a Met hater. I talk to you all the time. I'm not a Met hater.
But that's different.
Different but similar. Same but different. But we moving on. Raiders over Dolphins 31-28. Overtime. Rams over Buccaneers. Huge game. That was like a NFC championship game. Yeah. I think, the head coach, what's his name?
McVay.
Sean McVay.
He was hyped, dude. He was fucking, he knew. I love that head coaches. It's funny because you asked them before the game. They're like, oh, is this a big game? They're like, it's another Sunday. It's just another game. And then they act crazy, and it's like, it's kind of bigger. What did you guys see from that?
I think he took that a little extra, especially since he was playing Brady again after, they beat them in the Super Bowl. But, I mean.
I called it. Go ahead.
That Rams offense, that shit is serious.
Legit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you put in that backfield because
free Matt Stafford is finally free.
Stafford to Booper Bupp. Looking good.
Yeah, no.
I'm here
I
for
picked
it.
the Rams to win last
Big
week,
beast,
and
bitch.
I picked them to win the Super Bowl, if you remember.
Yep.
Oh, I remember. I have it written down.
They're legit.
Yeah.
Shout out D-Jax, 3 for 120.
Yep. And that defense, they got Jalen, they got Aaron Donald. That's all you really need. If your offense can put up more points, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they play in the best division in football, but
That's
a good team, and they're well coached. So
Wrapping it up, we got Vikings 30, Seahawks 17, which I thought was another kind of second tier type game.
Typical Seahawks.
Yeah, look really good and then drop a ball. Yeah.
Yep.
But Vikings offense looks really good too. Obviously, they didn't have Cook, but he's balling and respect.
Balling.
Yeah, respect to him because I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks when what he did in as a Redskin, he didn't get any credit because it was more of a fluke. I feel he got a big deal. Yeah, and he's now he had an off year with the first year as a Viking, and then didn't have a crazy year, and then now he's showing exactly he's got some weapons. So shout out
some big games. That's his problem.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yep, that we'll see when it comes down the stretch. Packers over 49ers, big game. Obviously down to the wire, similar to that. Dropping dimes sucks. That's funny.
That man Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Anything over 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter or overtime in the NFL is too much time. You have to – I don't know when teams are going to learn, and obviously everything's not perfect, but you need to utilize your timeouts, or if you don't have timeouts, you need to run the clock because you give a quarterback in this league 25, 35, 45 seconds.
Especially when he only needs a field goal.
Yeah. Especially if they need a field goal. Most likely, I'm telling you, it's – the percentage of I want to see when ESPN used to do a stat cast of what was it, sports science.
Yes.
I want to see a sports science of how many over the last because rules have changed defensively. I want to see if what is the percentage of getting 30 seconds plus in a fourth quarter overtime needing a field goal because I'm sure that's very high.
See, my thing for that was at the end of the game like that, Rodgers is going to do what he did, but how do you, as San Fran, that defense, let it happen to Devontae Adams twice? Because he had 2 big catches in that last drive. He's going to go to Adams.
Prevent defense.
It's like if there's one person he's going to throw the ball to, it's him, and he got lit up too on there. He came back the next play because he's built.
Said he came back like the Undertaker.
but man, you got to let someone else beat you because
for real,
if you have Rodgers under center, Just double Devontae. Like, do what you got to do.
It's almost like giving Eli Manning the ball with 2 minutes or less in a Super Bowl. So.
Yeah,
with a guy on his back and Tyree down the field, or Burris. And then the last game was Monday night. Last night, Cowboys over Eagles. I thought Eagles had a lot of opportunities in the first half, and Cowboys kept on answering. I think the Cowboys win the division now that I see it by a landslide. I think they win 11 or 12 games, and they easily win this division.
And they didn't get big games from Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, so. Shout out to Amari Cooper for not doing shit. He won me a game, a league that I have no business in winning.
I'm on board with you on that. Shout out to Compact Disc too.
Compact Disc.
Would you call that dude Dallas Gabbert?
Oh, Dallas Goddard.
He was like, is he Dallas? What is he?
Dallas Schultz.
Dallas Clark or
it was Dalton Schultz.
Dallas Clark.
That was funny.
Yeah, he was looking like Travis Kelce out there, bro. Scored 2 TDs, shaking defenders and shit. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, week 4, not to spend too much time on football, but I thought, I feel like that's what people want to listen to right before we get into football. We'll have to try to delegate all the time we have, probably starting next podcast in future, because we'll have a lot of fucking sports to talk about and news. But next week we have Giants, Saints. No idea what's going to fucking happen there. We have Bears, Lions. That's a toss-up, Ben, right? You would agree?
I mean, I've always picked the Bears, but yeah, I don't know.
Chicago at home.
Yep.
Dolphins and Colts. That's something. That's a good game. Colts are 0-3, which obviously they have a lot of talent on the defense. I think they're a very good defense. And then offensively, obviously, they got to kind of work through the kinks of Wentz being in and out, but we'll fucking see.
2 sprained ankles.
And then the primetime game on Sunday night is everything. That's kind of like not a WrestleMania to put it in perspective, but that's Patriots Bucks.
Yeah.
Tom Brady going back to New England. That's probably gonna, after tomorrow, that's gonna start to be talked about. That's gonna be a big fucking deal.
He needs less than 100
Tom
yards.
Brady touchdowns.
He needs less than 100 yards for all-time
What is it?
yards.
I don't know what it is.
Touchdowns.
Whatever it is, I'm taking that over.
If it's 2.5, I'll take it. If it's more,
It's 6.5. Tampa.
No, they're talking about Tom Brady.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Is there a prop bet for if Brady and Bill shake hands or something?
Oh, shit.
Hey, that would be good.
I would argue outside of record and teams, just like build up and personal. That's one of the biggest regular season games in a few years. I'm trying to think of a few, like Eli Manning versus Peyton Manning when he was in his first couple of years was big because that was one of the first ever. Stuff like that. Like I can't, Brett Favre when his father died on Monday Night Football, that was a big deal.
Against the Raiders.
Yeah, against the Raiders. I'm trying to think of some other like non-record, just pure like somebody going back, but that's a fucking huge deal, I think.
Yep.
Sunday Night Football.
Rodgers, when he goes back to Green Bay next year when he's playing for the Broncos.
That could be the Broncos. That's a very good pick, actually. A la Peyton Manning and John Elway. I like that.
Yep.
Let's see.
Defense. Broncos looks good right now. Their defense looks good.
Hey, pal.
Yeah.
They played the Jags, the Jets, and the Giants.
Okay.
Me and you would look good if we played those 3 teams.
Yeah. Damn, wait, that was their 3 games? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Holy shit. I'm gonna walk that back a little bit. Yeah.
But they do.
Back a little bit.
Teddy's
I'd love to see
good.
the Jets play Alabama right now.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
They should just have a inner squad scrimmage or something.
Inner squad, yeah, like one of those practice where you don't hit the guy in red, you don't make 2 hard tackles.
Right.
The next topic I want to get into was hopefully you guys seen some highlights or watched it live, because I definitely did with Robbie and Vito, and we were going nuts. Was UFC 266 was quality fighting.
Quality.
Ben, did you watch any of it? You lead off because I know myself and Fort watched it, and obviously Gravy. So
I missed everything. So
Yeah, okay. It's fine. You have the number one excuse about not being in tune with everything. My kid shit up her back. I can't watch anything. I get it.
I actually passed out with her trying to get her to sleep. So
yeah. All right, Gravy. We'll let you take this one. Kind of. I have the card pulled up, but like you give me your kind of experience and kind of. It was a great card.
I will admit that first guy, I don't know him too well. I know I've seen him fight before. The crazy name. He fought the Brazilian dude.
Margas Davidovili?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
I'm reading it.
Fight.
Yeah, that fight was nasty.
Yeah,
that was a good ass fight.
I'm gonna rewatch that card.
I
thought Moraes had that,
but I'm iffy on that Diaz Lawler fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you mean iffy? I want to just know context about that.
It was cool to see him in there.
It was a retro WWE fight, like two legends in there, kind of like, or two guys that were over the hump just to watch.
Yep. I mean, he's 38, so and it's not a knock, but I just don't know how committed he is.
Sports.
Yeah.
And so it's like, do you want to keep doing this? Maybe should you have fought somebody else?
Yeah.
Warm up and then fought Lawler.
Yeah, that was a legacy match.
It was tough, but that main event stole the show, and that shit was fucking insane. I was laying down, and by the time it was over, I was standing up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, Mandy was out cold, and I'm just like going nuts in the room.
Bro, Bree went to bed at 7:30 p.m. Thank God she did, because that was when the main card started. And we were going nuts from, like, it just kept on rising. Every fight just kept on elevating. And it was just like, at the end, like, I was like, bro, I'm witnessing the greatest, and I'm only new probably 2 or 3 watching every weekend or every month to this. And I'm like, that's the greatest fight I've ever seen in UFC. Like I said, it's only over the sample size 2 or 3 years. That was
an action,
bro.
And cards like this are always the ones that really are the best, because I think we just go into them with low expectations. Even though there were big fighters on this card, and I'm thinking of is it Shevchenko? No, it's not. That's the soccer player. But
what you mean, Valentina?
Yeah. She destroyed her.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of it, but that's that's somebody you want to watch fight. Like, that's a quality fight, but I don't know. It was just so much better. Like you said, it got better and better with each fight, and even the prelims were fire. So it was a enjoyable Saturday night. Dom and I split it on ESPN. So
nice. That's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it.
Because I kept having to go back and forth with like 8 different streams.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I can miss any of these fights. Like,
the stream I had worked pretty well, but go ahead for it.
Yeah. I mean, Dan Hooker looked great.
Yep.
That was a good fight. Jessica Andrade, good. Curtis Blade, even though he had his eyeball the size of his face, he still got the dub. Robbie Lawler, Nick Diaz, it was fun to see just because I didn't see that first fight. But Diaz boxing was on point. I just don't know if he was ready for that. Like, you can't just jump into like that kind of fight, that kind of atmosphere. Like, you can train all you want, but once you're in there in Vegas, like, especially against someone you fought before, like, that's a whole different kind of ball game. I mean, he looked good. I mean, he was still there, but Robbie Lawler was on point. He was shredded. Like, he could have fought anyone that night. Shevchenko did what she had to do. Like, she is a beast. She needs to fight Nunes again. Nunes has beat her, but that I don't know how
that needs to happen.
That like, give it to me somehow. Yeah, like, because no one's beating Shevchenko. She's fucking nasty. Like,
by the way, Ben, I'm sending you directly my username and password, and over the next 24, 48 hours, I need you to watch what we're talking about. Maybe not all of it, because ESPN Plus on my account will have it all uploaded. It's important to watch what we're talking about, especially just the main event. It will blow your fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
And we won't even, like, we're telling you about it, but we're not telling you the details. Yeah. And I like that we're not, because it's either you watched it and appreciated it and loved it, or you just shouldn't deserve any knowledge of it that it happened because that's how good it was.
It's weird because I haven't, maybe because I didn't watch any, but I haven't seen any clips. I've seen some clips, but not any clips of anything either.
The clips won't do it service. The clips won't do shit.
The UFC
was like, that was the greatest thing ever. I'm like, go figure. You know?
Yeah.
The UFC and Dana White do a hell of a job of making sure that none of that shit, like,
they do a great job.
Because like I'll go search on Twitter trying to find videos and it like
can't find clips.
Twitter has everything, but when it comes to UFC, like it's so hard to find.
The only time you can find YouTube clips is like maybe a year later or a couple years, like when things die down. But like initially, you'll get a lot of like weird streams and things that are edited. The audio is off. I'll send you my login. You log in, bro. And if you could find time at 6 a.m. while you're feeding her, 4 a.m., like please watch it. It will take you 30 minutes.
That main event was everything that any UFC fan hoped for. Like just from Brian Ortega coming out with the purge mask, that was fucking cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch it when we're done here.
Tough to do that and then take an L, but man, I said it last week and I'm gonna say it again. Volkanovski's a fucking savage. Yeah. To get out of the two, like he was in a fucking like chokehold the first time, and like
he turned purple.
Bro, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, yo, when is this guy gonna tap? Like, because I would have been tapped, and they were like, yo, he's just gonna go to sleep. He's gonna go to sleep, and he got out of it. And he got out of it again. And I'm like, yo, this guy does not need to
breathe. The top of his bald head was purple. Like, it was like, this guy's not breathing. Tap. And then, like I said, I kind of want to tell you details, but like, that was only one of 2 or 3 times where it was like, all right, this is over. And then it kept on going.
And I love Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is one of my favorite UFC fighters. But, bro, stop saying shit on Twitter.
If
you're going to say something, at least spell Buddy's name right because he's not a nobody. He's defended his belt third time now, and Volkanovski will beat him.
Connor out.
He's trying for shock value. Obviously, he's got a broken foot that he's still healing from, so he's trying to like remain relevant. Because in this world, you could go from being top shit to nothing in a day.
And like Gravy said, I was sitting on my gaming chair watching it, and by the end of in the third round, I was standing up, I was sweating, I was like, yo, I'm doing cardio right now. Like I should have just started a workout on my Apple Watch because I'm like, yo, this is intense. But no, that was
check it out.
Yeah, watch that shit for sure.
Also, the news that came out last week before 266 was Jon Jones getting suspended again, obviously being a knucklehead. Damn, it's unfortunate because I've been watching UFC every week, monthly. For the last 2 or 3 years, and I've yet to see him. I've seen him fight live, and I've seen him fight highlights, but never been that build up. And it's unfortunate because that's what I want to see. And for the last 3 years, I haven't been able to because he's been in and out. Shit, dude, what the fuck?
I don't know. I saw what Dana White said. It's like
gotta keep him out of Vegas.
He's like, you can't bring this guy to Vegas. He's like,
what the?
As soon as he touched down in Vegas, something's gonna happen.
And demons, bro.
You got a lot of demons.
He might as well just play football with his brothers because I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
Apparently his fiance's nose is bleeding, and then he headbutted a cop car, like was trying to resist arrest.
Dude,
it's wild, dude.
Those people need to step away from things that they're talented about. This I say the same thing about what's the wide receiver that just signed with the Chiefs.
I was just gonna say,
Like they need regular jobs, bro. They need things that like humble themselves. Like they need to bag groceries. Like feel what it is to be normal because their whole life has been enabled by being so talented and so in that 1%. And I feel like they need to fucking not only take a step back in rehabilitation, but like in life, live a humble life.
I totally agree with that. Being humbled will, completely change your perspective on things and make you reanalyze like, oh shit. So I kind of agree with that.
There comes a point where you have to like, even though they're like athletes and celebrities, like they're humans too. And I mean, like I look at Mark Walton all the time just because I saw him a lot in college. Like Mark Walton was doing a lot of dumb shit, like DUIs, this and that, and he just had another incident. But like Jon Jones, he could have been a legend in the UFC and just like as an athlete. And you got to start feeling bad for him because it's like, bro, you're throwing not just your career away, but you're throwing your life away right now, dude.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what inner demons he's got, what things he's got. We look at them like, oh, they're athletes, they're making a lot of money, they have no issues, they have no problems, but he's got other things going on that he really needs to sit down with someone and figure out, because we might not be talking. We might not be talking, hey, he got arrested. We might be talking about, hey, he's dead. He's dead.
Or he killed somebody.
Yeah. So, man.
He, I'll say whatever he's done outside of the cage, inside the cage, he is a legend for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then
maybe
back to the Josh Gordon thing really quick. Josh Gordon, I think his situation's a little different than Jon Jones because
I wasn't relating them. I was just kind of put it in
perspective. Ain't never did nothing but smoke.
No. Yeah, I was just relating as far as these guys that you see that are so young, so talented that like keep fucking up.
Who's the other?
At the time, you know what? It's not legal.
The Jags, the receiver, that got
Justin Blackman.
Yeah. Doing some dumb shit.
That was my dog. He was lit in college.
That was my dog.
But damn, I get what you're saying though. As far as it wasn't legal, so why do you keep doing it, knowing it's not? Where Josh Gordon has come out and said he's had these issues, depression, family shit, whatever, blah blah blah. Cool. As where Jon Jones is doing coke and getting into accidents and beating up women and shit, or allegedly. But I don't know. It sucks. You hate to see it, and I mean in a serious way, not a funny way.
Yeah, what I've learned is that these guys got to, I got people that I know personally, and also seeing this is, there's nothing you could say to change them. They got to bottom out. And that's why I said they need to go, they have to have a life of humility and bagging groceries as an example, because they need to bottom out. These two guys have not bottomed out. Yeah, they went to rehab. I mean, they still know they're going to get a job when they get out. They haven't gotten to the point where like everyone's left them. No one cares about them. They haven't, because they're so young and talented.
Yep.
They haven't had that feeling. So it's going to take to like Mike Tyson. I've been watching a lot of Mike Tyson lately because listened to him on Joe Rogan. And it kind of went through a wormhole of YouTube and documentaries. It's like you watch Mike Tyson, every time he got in trouble, you're like, this is it. This is probably his last. No, but he had a lot more bottoming until he was done. Mike Tyson in 2021, if he did all the things that he did 5 years ago, 10 years, in today's culture, we would not be talking about him. Yeah. We would not be having a legacy. It's like he did what he did in the 90s, and not thankfully he did it, but like in his career he did it. Yeah. But like we would not be like glorifying any of his behavior, nor Mike Tyson as a human being.
I think everybody has a different bottom.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Ben?
No, I totally agree. I mean, I'm like on point with everything you guys are saying. I completely agree.
Can we get a couple more topics before you're out of here, Ben? What do you got?
I know you want to go. The Nirvana baby.
Yeah, let's talk.
Nirvana baby. Oh, the only thing I want to say about that.
Let's talk about what you want to talk about. So Nirvana baby, whatever.
Like, I know he's upset by it now, and I don't want to discredit him being upset. But man, you profited off that picture for a few years. When you've done some recreations of that picture. You've talked about. You've even went to do some autograph signings.
What is this?
Made money off that picture.
So Nirvana. For Nirvana.
You know Nirvana, the band? Oh my God.
Okay, I do. I know that.
The famous album where they have the baby in the pool and he's going like that.
Oh, yes. This guy's trying to sue people. Yeah.
So the guy, when he was the guy who's now like, I think in his 30s, who was the baby then, is now suing Dave Grohl and a bunch of people for, that cover and basically like, saying, I can't remember, like mental, it's caused some distress and stuff over the years. But he's like, he's recreated that cover himself as an adult to make money for it.
Now
he's done autograph signings, and maybe you feel a different way now, totally entitled to that, but it feels a little, I gotta say, it just feels a little fishy. That all of a sudden now you're upset by it. and you're asking for
super
all
into
this money.
See what you did there.
You know,
I've said it multiple times on this podcast. You can't play both sides. You can't want to profit and then play victim, whether it's that year or several years. You can't play both sides. You got to live with the decision you make.
Yep. And it's not like,
And obviously this is a little different because as a baby he didn't have the choice, so this is a little different. But when he was an adult, when he was an adult and wanted to play, profit. I don't know the details of that when he was still doing these signings and all that. But as a kid, he didn't have the choice. But if somebody got to him at the age of 21 and was just like, "Hey, by the way, man, you probably could sue." Oh, can I?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
No, yeah. That's my thing is you didn't then recreate it as a kid under some guidance. You were an adult and you made the choices not once. He did it several times to recreate that cover. And then it just, I don't know, it stinks. And now it seems like you're, trying to get money off something. Because I think he's asking for $150,000. He's suing 15 different people total involved in the process, including Dave Grohl, who is the lead singer of Foo Fighters now, but was the drummer in Nirvana, for mental distress and all that stuff. And I'd be like, whoa, mental distress. I don't know, man. This seems weird.
He might be broke.
Another topic if we could get you to talk about, or while we have you, is R. Kelly got sentenced finally. Kind of get you on a
Robert
Kelly.
Anybody?
No, it's not funny, but he was a fucking. Apparently, he was a ringleader. Yeah, he's a fucking top notch.
Yeah,
he got the keys to ignition. That shit was fire, but women. Same thing with Michael Jackson. He had bangers, but he liked little kid buttholes. That's not acceptable.
I know. It's like I've been waiting forever to see if he would get convicted or not, because I've seen all the documentaries, I've read the story, seen all the evidence, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this guy has got to be found guilty. So I was, happy to see that.
Married Aaliyah at 14 so she could abort the baby or some shit. Come on. Get the fuck out of here.
His legal troubles aren't even near being over, by the way. He's still got
they just started.
He's got child porn cases still about to be going on. He's got, I think the city of Chicago is suing him on charges too. Huh?
For being born there?
I don't know. I think I don't know the exact details.
Bless you, by the way.
Yeah.
We're sick of you.
That guy.
You cause emotional distress to our city. We murder people all the time, but you know what?
Right,
you did something bad.
I know. Yeah, so I don't know.
Been watching a lot of dark stuff lately. So,
but all right, Ben, get the hell out of here.
Do your little sign off.
Watch Squid Games if you haven't yet.
Oh yeah,
you got
watching that.
Is it good?
Next episode.
I was gonna start watching it today. I was gonna start watching it today, try to figure out something to watch, but then Veda stuff got me distracted. But I got through the first 3 minutes of it. I'm like, what is this? I couldn't figure it out.
I just watch it because if Bree could pay attention to it, and it's a little off and a little different from what you're used to watching. But I know you. I was high as fuck watching it in bed at 1 a.m. real quick.
It's a show.
I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep, but this looks
1 a.m. real quick.
Real quick, took my eye mask off, looked up. I was like, oh, this looks cool, but
I'm too fucking. Not wear an eye mask.
Oh, I have to. We'll go into details later.
Okay.
I gotta hear about that. I had to hear about the eye mask because I used to try to wear eye mask.
Yeah, episode 35. I'll say it.
Before you go, I just want to let you know that mailman jokes are all about the delivery.
This guy. All right, log off. Get out of here.
Ricky Williams episode.
Peace, brother. All right, so you're fucking suck.
Can we be next to each other?
Oh my
there we go. Oh.
Let's finish off some sports. Obviously, real quick, wanted to mention how the Ryder Cup was a big deal this week. Obviously, Fort was extreme. Oh my God, this kid! I couldn't stop. He wanted to FaceTime me every day.
I was locked in. This man texted me at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, he was like, dude, we watch it after golf, whatever. Like, and it made me realize, like, they went into the USA team wanting young, up and coming guys, and I thought that was dope because
put some energy.
Golf has become more mainstream. Obviously, I sent you guys the joke about like DJ Khaled golfing and all that. Like, golf has become that mainstream thing you talk about. Girls on Instagram are now like golfers and models. So it's like that was a perfect way to show off or showcase golf as far as the young up and coming guys.
For sure.
What about you?
I enjoyed it. And I agree 100% with what you're saying. You know, how many have we ever seen a golfer, you know, shotgun a beer on the 17th hole?
Right, like
That's
never.
Sick. And just even with all these new age golfers, and some of the older guys are starting to do it, showing emotion on the course, getting past that old age
like
golf
us.
etiquette stuff. Yeah, and you know, it's still doing it in a respectful manner, but giving the fans something to kind of relate to, because while they're celebrating on the course, you know, whether we're there on the course or we're at home watching, we're celebrating as well and probably talking shit. So I enjoyed it. I know everyone's talking about the Spieth's chip in on the side where he put it a million feet in the air and then almost fell down the hill. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great fucking job.
Bryce and Brooks becoming friends again.
Right?
Like it was a good time, and I enjoyed it. So.
And golf will always kind of battle with their baseball demons, where it's like we want to evolve, but we don't want to lose ourselves. Okay, I understand that, but there's a medium inside of that where it's you need to understand that a lot of young people, young guys and girls are golfing more than ever, more than all time. Like, so it's going up and it's becoming more mainstream. It's becoming something you do, even though you don't like golf. Hey, I'll golf. Cool. Let's play 18 on Saturday or Sunday. They need to feed that beast for a little bit, you know, like you said, becoming young, chugging a beer when you win. Like, that's got to be a part because all sports are that. Football, baseball, basketball. It's enjoying a victory and stuff like that. And that's not what golf is. Golf is not chugging a beer on the golf course as far as a professional PGA. But as far as we know it, that's all golf is. So you got to find a medium to that.
I think Topgolf and Drive Shack kind of
there you go. That
evolved
too.
And changed that shit because it made it more so like, all right, yeah, we can just
I don't
go into the range, you know.
Yeah, I don't play golf, but I'll get drunk and hit some balls, like whatever, and make myself look like an idiot.
My 7-year-old niece loves golf. Like, got her own golf set, golf clubs and stuff. Like, I don't think I was big into golf at 7 years old or even wanted to pick up a club and play. So
started 3 years ago.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's going in a positive direction for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Every time my nephew FaceTimed me last week and he seen that I was outdoors with a hat on, so he kind of like, he's 5 years old, so he kind of gets a vibe. He's like, "You're golfing? Show me." And I show him the golf cart. Like he has no idea what golf is, but at least like at this age, he knows what golf is. And I didn't know what golf was until basically high school,
right?
You know, my personal life. But I thought that was dope that the USA team was like showcasing their young talent and now could show people that didn't know about golf like a little bit more. I thought that was dope. And then NBA. Obviously, we have the season starting. What is that? 3 weeks away. We had media day yesterday and today. You know, we go into our little. Obviously, I seen Lowry and Bam and Jimmy Butler. That was kind of fresh. That's a solid.
Yeah, they were doing the pictures for that shit, and Jimmy's like kneeling down, going like this.
I've seen that.
And Lowry goes like, "Bro, we're not Charlie's Angel." And Jimmy's like, "Come on." He's like, "Bro, we're black."
Jimmy's buddy.
Lowry's like, "We're black," and Bear's just standing there laughing. So it's gonna be fun to watch Heat and 6.
Oh, Jesus!
Heat and 6, no matter who.
That was hot.
Yeah, Heat and 6 right off the bat.
Always Heat and 6.
That Lakers photo shoot was wild today. I can't believe they got all them boys on the team.
It's like they pan the camera over. You got LeBron, you got AD, you got Russ, you got Melo, you got Rondo. It's like, bro, like when does this shit stop?
Not gonna lie, I kind of compared who they showed to. I tried to match up who we have as a net, and like be like, all right, that's our KD, that's whatever. And we're still better than them on paper, but we'll play it. We'll run it back. That's my opinion.
It was funny
But
when
the Knicks look good.
Rondo was on the podium. They were like, "Oh, LeBron and AD said they missed you." He's like,
"Yeah." I forgot that the Knicks had Kemba at one point. I was like, "Oh, they got like." I looked at the media pictures. I was like, "Oh shit, D Rose, Kemba." I was like, "All right, they're gonna be more exciting than they were last year," which is annoying as fuck, but whatever.
Yeah, my favorite part about media day was seeing Elfrid Payton not in a Knicks jersey and in a Suns jersey. So
who's he on?
That's funny.
He plays for the Suns.
Oh yeah, true.
He went back, right? He was on the Suns at one point, right?
Yeah, their GM was like, "You can never have too many Elfrid Paytons on your team," and Knicks fans were like, "Yes, you can."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Too many
fans and Magic fans will say definitely can.
100%.
Guy stinks.
And then what was most controversial? We won't get into it in detail, but we'll kind of save it maybe for next week with Ben here. But NBA, obviously in New York, Brooklyn, and New York, you can't basically play as a visitor team or a home team.
California,
can't do shit as a citizen either.
Is it California? Only parts of California.
No, California.
They were only talking the Warriors. They weren't talking about like Sacramento.
Probably parts.
No,
yeah, parts. So
it's San Francisco. I think
Yeah.
Area, right?
Wiggins can't. Yeah.
Gotcha. So obviously, Bradley Beal is in backs. Kyrie, he's in. They had a practice today where he was practicing because they're not in New York. But Wiggins is in backs. But like, I mean, I have my opinion about it. It's like if they don't choose to, whatever. I mean, I don't have a job currently right now. I would be in a weird situation if I had to be like, all right, if I get vaxxed, I'm hired or can work there. If I'm not, I have to go.
I'll let you guys talk. I have a personal perspective on it. So I'll let you guys go first and then I'll say.
Okay.
I mean, the shittiest thing about this whole stupid COVID and vaccine stuff and whatnot is that at some point it gets political. Like there's no reason why a fucking vaccine should lead to a political conversation and that kind of shit. And I mean, it's what sucks about it is that people are getting to the point where they could lose their jobs over it. Like, I mean, man, like,
yeah,
I don't know. This is probably one of the last things I want to talk about at the podcast, but it's like what everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
And the fact that the NBA is saying that it's for like player safety and fan safety and that's a bunch of bullshit. These players are on the best diets. They have their own personal chefs, so they're eating good. They're fucking working out, training every day. And if they're not training every day, then they're fucking hooping every day, and they're hooping with each other on the same team. And it's like they don't get close to the fans. The fans aren't getting close to them unless it's like a meet and greet or whatever. And then even still, like, you got the vax to protect yourself from someone else. You shouldn't worry about you catching it now because you had the vaccine or so. That's the thought process. But I mean, just the fact that it's now affecting people's jobs and livelihoods. And I mean, I saw on the internet today, I don't know how true it is. I mean, they were saying that now they're going to fire the firefighters and the nurses and all that shit in New York if they're not vaccinated. Like, not even a year ago, these people were considered heroes because of everything they were doing. And now you're about to fire them because of what they want to do with their own bodies in what's supposed to be a free country. But I mean, I don't know. It's sad that the NBA is doing this. And it's like, bro, like, if someone doesn't want to do something, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm on mute because I was coughing.
Oh, good.
I was coughing.
I'll probably be all over the place with this, so hopefully everyone can follow along.
Speak your mind, brother.
That's really how it is with everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not on either side, and I agree with like the whole. I don't think it should be looked at as a political decision for anybody. I'll say that. I think, like what Ray said with the job thing, I think people are in a sense forced to take it depending on their situation. Everyone has a different situation. I actually think it's a good thing for these, in a selfish way. Yes, they are doing it so they can make more money. All of these leagues, they're trying to put the best product on TV, every weekly, daily, whatever the case may be, and you need your best players doing that. You can't have an outbreak in an arena on a team for other fans and be liable. I think they don't want to be liable for these things. So by covering their asses and saying, hey, you need to get vaccinated, they're now safe. It sucks because there doesn't seem to be another way yet to shield the people who aren't vaccinated. And I think people, and myself, like this is myself included, so I'm guilty of this, is thinking of, the vaccine as being, oh, if I get the vaccine, I'm never going to get COVID. No, if you get the vaccine, you're still going to get COVID. But I think what the vaccine does, instead of shielding it from you, it protects you from getting the worst of the symptoms. So it makes you getting it only a cold instead of, unfortunately, these people going through, these health issues and, eventually, unfortunately, dying. So I've recently done like a lot of reading, and we're looking into it, type things, and more of like, I guess, the health issues that you see from people who aren't vaccinated are older people and middle-aged people who probably have major underlying health issues that they're not aware of. I think most of us are guilty of not going to the doctor, as much as we should, not checking up on ourselves as much as we should, blah, blah, blah. So from a preventative measurement, I think hopefully more people look at it as, hey, I'm trying to protect my family, protect the people I'm around, because somebody, may have underlying health issues that nobody's aware of. And, with the whole New York thing, we're going to New York for Thanksgiving. We have to get the vaccine now. So that's the only way I get to see my family. And shout out to my grandma, 95th birthday today.
Nice.
Only way I'm going to be able to see her is if, unfortunately, is if I get the vaccine. My biggest fear personally of getting the vaccine, I hate putting things into my body because I feel like I don't have control over them and I need control over what I'm putting into my body.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a big fear for me is, shit, what if I have a health but I don't, because for the most part, I mean, not for the most part, but I'm healthy. I'm active. I eat my veggies and drink water. Big boy.
See those 3 rings closing.
I'm fucking sneaky athletic as well.
Sneaky quickness, dog. I see you running from second to third.
You see me first to third, okay?
First to third. Sorry.
Second base is never in play.
First to third, and he'll stop in the middle between home and see if
no stopping. Don't see the signs. You don't see the signs.
No signs. I actually got tagged out at home last night. Guilty. But I think like it was weird, like throughout the process of like now where, I will be getting like my first shot this weekend. It's like, damn, almost felt like a hypocrite, but it's almost like I'm starting to learn new things and trying to take out the not like, other people's opinions. Like, this is my opinion. This is my whatever. Hey, if I die, I die. But shit, we're going to, because I'm cool with masking up. I'm cool with sanitizing. That's no problem for me. I'll wear a mask all day. I don't give a shit. But I think, with going to New York, we got to go. We're going to the Giants, Chiefs, Bears, Giants, being in those things where you can't control who you're around and what other people are doing. Major anxiety for that. So it's like, hey, let's get it. Let my arm be sore for a day. If I get it, I'll have the less of the symptoms and move on from there. Yeah. So it's definitely a whirlwind. I think, I hate, hey, we're always here for the jokes. I hate when people like make it a political thing. I think that's the stupidest thing in the world. I don't care if you don't get the vaccine, like not going to hold it against you. I don't care if you do get it. Going to make fun of you whether you get it or not. Like that's just how it is. 100%. And it's a shame that like, I think as a country or world, we find anything we can to like divide people and pin each other up against each other. And we got to look at leagues, I think, trying to circle back around. We got to look at leagues as businesses, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. And I think, everyone's going to bash LeBron for what he says, no matter what he says. I think he said it the best. I did what's best for me and my family. I'm not going to tell other people what to do. But at the end of the day, he's protected. And whether the next person chooses to protect themselves, that's on them. But it's interesting to see that all these players in all these sports are taking it. So that kind of has to tell you something at the end of the day.
Is a few states are making it, like teams are making it, and not teams, but I guess it just goes under the state. But then they're still going to have to come here and play in Florida.
Yeah. And those players will have to sit out.
Yeah.
And those players won't get a game check. You know what I mean? And that sucks. But I don't think that's I don't think that's the league's fault. I think that's just where we're at as a world, as a planet right now.
Yeah, overall.
You know what I mean?
For real.
People are trying to. No one knows how to deal with this. No one knows. So
the thing is because it's so new and everything's I don't know. It's just the media trying to control us and how you said, just divide us in a way. That's why it gets to the point where it's political.
To try, this is the shit we read about in our history books, but it was something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally.
And people survived. People didn't. And listen, we had to. How many times did we have to take shots to go to school? They made us take shots in order to get an education.
Yeah.
When you think about that, so I fucking hate shots. I already have anxiety about getting it. Your boy will be lightheaded and sweating. So
it's good to have an opinion, I think, in my opinion, because the people that just don't have anything to say, it's sad because I feel for them where it's just I don't know, I'm just going to do it. Or I don't know, I just don't want to do it. It's I feel for those people that are the I don't know, and then either or, like I said, because you need to have an opinion is great. Having a maybe some research or some thought behind it is important, whether you're right or wrong. I don't judge, but don't just do things just to do it. And that's all don't
get it and throw it in someone else's face, in people's faces.
Yeah.
Or don't not get it and, throw it in other people's faces. I think that's stupid. So
educate yourself, look into things.
If we didn't have this podcast, I don't think anybody would have known unless, they asked me, hey,
100%.
Are you getting it? Because I'm just, it is what it is. People get anything. You take a pill, you take a drink, you don't know what you have going on inside of you. That could kill you.
Like Andrew Wiggins said, it's none of your business.
Yeah, I mean,
and technically it is not technically, it is medical stuff. So it's none of anybody's business what you do. So that's where the controversy comes from, whether it's NBA
and it's I saw it could have been Fort. I don't know. Somebody was a lot of people were like, it wasn't you, Fort, but I'm just saying it could have been you.
Maybe.
At first, and I was guilty of it too, questioning everything is, how did we get this vaccine so fast? Are they? And it's, I have a family member who's in the medical world, and for years, her best friend's a nurse and stuff. So I go to them for information because I trust them and they'll tell me whether it's bullshit or not, and not to get it. The reason, and I could be wrong, the hell do I know? But from them, the reason is, I think it was funded by the government in a sense. So yes, the government has
our tax dollars are going.
It was expedited at that point.
But they put the best people in the world in a room and said, our country's about, our world is about to get messed up by this thing. So, take
all hands on deck.
Yeah. And listen, I'm going with the best one that people research, and I'm getting this one. I know the specific one that I'm getting, one that's approved, not the bullshit fucking Johnson & Johnson shit that they rub the lotion mixed together in a fucking NutriBullet.
NutriBullet.
You know what? Because I'm always someone who's I always hate when people talk and they're not educated on something.
Yeah.
And
that's most
as you guys know, I haven't spoke about it much because I'm not educated on it. So what the fuck do I know? But I feel a little more comfortable now because I've seen the shit I've seen. Not saying that I'm right or wrong again, but it's just I hate people who talk and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So
Yeah, that's most people, and that's why.
It's funny because I saw something that said like, "Oh, you guys are posting all this vaccine stuff on Instagram and shit," but your science teacher was handing you your test upside down.
Yeah. It's
Shit,
and the people who get it and like I'm not gonna turn into some like vaxxer now who's like I'm not gonna share CDC fucking IG posts on my story and be like pro-vax, get it or you're an idiot. It's like nah, it's just leave it to whoever wants to do it and whoever doesn't. And after this episode, people, we will never talk about this shit again because I'm over it.
Yeah, for real. And obviously, no, and that's what it's always good to we kind of want to go by the that line of if we're controversial or we're saying things, but sometimes you need to teeter on that line, and it's good for subjects like this because people want to. If you listen to us, that means you care about our opinion a little bit. So obviously you kind of want to get to know who you're listening to, whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree with it or disagree, you at least want to hear it out. So it's good to talk about these subjects once in a while. But as we're running shorter on time, bet the fort. Let's get into that.
3-1
After, was it 3-1?
Who smoked it for you?
It was the soccer game. Liverpool, they tied.
It was 3-1. Okay.
It was
Oh, it wasn't the Giants?
No, that was the week before. That was the week before. Was it 3-1? The one was a loss or a draw?
I mean, the game was tied, but if we're doing soccer 90 minutes.
Okay, so no, I'll me and Elliot will get together and decide what we.
Yeah, I had Panthers over Texans, Liverpool over Brentford, and Yankees over Red Sox. Clean sweep.
Yeah,
and Volkanovski over Ortega.
Shout out Mike Stain.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what's your picks this week?
This week, we got a little bit of everything. Just because I was looking at it just now before we were recording. Thursday night football. We got Bengals and Jaguars. That was kind of tough just because the Bengals are 2-1, but it's the Bengals. And the Jaguars, like, you don't know. Thursday night football, like, for whatever reason, they always give us the shit end of the stick on Thursday night football, which isn't fair because they should give us some good games because people tune in.
Yeah, don't give him the shit out of the stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals just because I got Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd on my fantasy team.
We locked.
So that should be a good game. I think it's gonna be back and forth. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence. Hopefully it's back and forth just so we can get some kind of excitement. This motherfucker gets the most shout outs on the podcast for whatever reason. I really don't know why. I'm taking Chelsea over Southampton. Shout out Vito.
Yeah.
Little bit of hockey just started, I think. Right? Am I right?
Yeah,
hockey
we started. We live.
Yeah,
Shout out to Kraken, Robbie, Swarzy.
Taking Lightning, defending champs over the Predators. College football on Saturday. Give me Georgia over Arkansas. That's a top 10 matchup. Georgia is looking good. They got a good football team out there. And then
we got 5? My pen's not even ready.
I got a few more.
Goddamn,
two more. We got another big matchup. Notre Dame, Cincinnati. Fuck Notre Dame. Give me Cincinnati. That's not financial advice at all. Do your research on that one.
Do your little plug, yeah.
And then UFC fight night on Saturday. Let's get it. I am going to take.
Ooh, this is live. This is unrehearsed. I like this.
Main event. Give me Thiago Santos over Johnny Walker, baby.
So Santos over Walker.
It's like 5 or 6 picks. Just parlay them all.
Johnny Walker, a liquor.
It is. Blue Label is fucking fire.
Yeah, I've had that. That knocked my ass right out.
That's like a $200 bottle, but bro,
yep,
that shit is smooth. I mean, the Black Label's still smooth, but like that Blue Label, if you're rich, just get that shit. And then they got like Red Label and Green Label and all that other kind of shit. But
I never had Green Label. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's like they got that shit in like Japan or whatnot.
Nice.
Bet the force.
You ever have that Clear Label?
Clear Label.
Clear Label.
Yeah, it's called Everclear.
Oh, Everclear.
Oh shit.
Everclear. 9 months later, you fucking father.
Bet the fort. Let's get it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks.
Damn.
It's
closer to 10.
We out here. This is where we raise the stakes. You know what I mean?
Gray's fucking horny in the background right there.
Let's jump in now to wrap it up. Let's go to DM shout outs. I got some on my end. You guys give me yours, and then we wrap up the pod. Episode 34. Give it, Grave.
Shout out Aaron Jones for signing a deal with crypto exchange FTX.
Yep.
I believe he'll be getting paid in crypto. Joe Pompliano said Brady and Steph Curry also own equity in that company. Shout out to, we were talking about him earlier, Lamar Jackson. He tied Patrick Mahomes, Kurt Warner, and Dan Marino for most wins after 40 games. He's 32-8. Said it before. Shout out my grandma, 95 years old today.
Oh, God damn.
Yep. She was called the matriarch of the 1969 Miracle Mets by Mets PR guy today on Twitter. That was pretty dope to see. Brady is starting his own next generation apparel brand called Brady.
Yep. Okay.
And
A lot of thought process went into that one.
we've spoken about this company before, so this should let you know what it's going to be like. The co-founder is also the mastermind behind Kim Kardashian's Skims brand.
Ooh.
So Brady's about to get a car covered in cotton.
That's gonna irk me out. He's gonna step in that driver's seat and dirty all that fucking below his feet. That fucks me up. That fucks me up.
Shout out Lewis Hamilton. I know you guys aren't big Formula One guys, but first guy up to 100 wins in Formula One history. So, even though he's been racing for my favorite team's rival his entire career, still got to respect greatness. And he's definitely the GOAT of that sport. I will be in Miami next year for that race.
Let's go.
That's awesome. Get it.
Let's go, Fort. What you got?
Shout outs. Shout out my cousin. Her birthday's today, Alexis.
Charlie's birthday.
Yeah, Charlie's birthday today. Fucking dude is on a fucking beam. Like,
I'm not sure he got the penalty kick. Let's fucking ride. Got that lefty
against Omaha. I texted him after that. He's like, bro, that's probably one of my best PKs of my life.
For real.
It was like top corner. I was like, I'm here
top
for
bins.
it. My brother's birthday is tomorrow. We about to go do a little chill shit, celebrating this weekend for sure. So whoever listens to the pod, if you want to ride, you're invited. We talked about this earlier while we were just like trying to get up some more topics. Gravy brought it up, 5-year anniversary, Jose Fernandez. That was, man,
I left that for you.
Tough for me, bro. Like I cried, dog. Like, because I met him and like just like everything he meant to like the Marlins franchise and like just being a young kid from Cuba and all that kind of shit, that was like inspiring, So like just the way that he went out was tough, but shout out that. And I had one other thing. I hope the Dolphins. My brother's birthday tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, you said that.
Did you say Dom?
Dominique, yeah.
No, because we call
me and Dom have the same birthday.
What did Bree call him?
Yeah, Bree called him Dominique.
Dominique or something. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
But yeah, and then just the Dolphins get a dub on Sunday.
Please,
man, just please.
Don't lose to the Colts.
For my friends. Please. All right, last shout outs. Let's see. Shout out Veda for this hat. It changes colors when you go in the sun.
You have the most, bro.
Yeah, right. I don't understand. He doesn't deserve them, but hey, that's my dog. This hat, when you put it in the sun, he got it for my birthday. It turns to this color blue after the white. Whatever. Shout out. Let's see. Shout out Travis. Back to business. Streaming live right now as we speak. But on Twitch, but if you can't stream it live as we speak, because it'll come out tomorrow, follow it. Show my dog some love. He actually says
back to sleep.
Yeah, he said some crazy shit when I told him I'll shout him out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Let's see. AEW Dynamite last week was fucking fire. I'm going to the AEW Dynamite. Oh my God, it was Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, main event. It was the main event, but it was the first fight. It was the most rowdy and the most electric crowd I've ever seen. Shout out Mimi Burris, who drops episodes every week that I listen to wrestling wise.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was the most electric crowd I've ever seen. Actually, when we end this, if Ford has like 5 minutes, I want to show it to him just to like, when sometimes you like want to put people on some things and you got to give them the best. That is the best I'm gonna give you right there. So I'm gonna show Ford. So shout out to AEW for fucking creating some competition, because WWE is ass right now and they're pulling shit out of their ass. Let's see. Yankees gotta win. We're up 3-2 as we speak. Gotta fucking get 2 out of 3 on the Blue Jays. And then the last one is a important one, because before we recorded, I got news that I was getting a niece or nephew. The gender came out. I personally wanted a girl. We are getting a boy. Lucas Raymond Cruz Cardenas is getting a brother. And we hope that he's like you, but we also don't hope he's like you. Everybody of my family listening to this or knows will know exactly what I mean. That boy is fucking crazy. Oh, what? How'd that happen? How'd that? Wait, is this live? Can people see
we
this?
live?
I don't think you can hear us though.
No, probably not.
No,
but
we
shout
live.
out to my sister. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Jose.
Omaha.
Congrats on the baby. So we'll see you in March 2022.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
We're watching Trav back to business. Kansas City.
Give my guy some airtime.
That's amazing. I can't believe you just did that. That's all.
I'm nervous of how I'm gonna get out of this. So guys, if we don't have an episode this week, this is why.
Yeah. So figure out that. We'll end the episode.
Gosh.
Episode 34.
Oh no, that's my oh, here we go.
Episode 35. We're trying to work on some MLB postseason starts next week. We're gonna work on a special guest, hopefully for episode 35 to have on. And talk a little baseball, and hopefully week 4 of the NFL goes well. So we don't have depressing scores, and hopefully we go from 0-3 to 3-0 from our sports teams.
For real.
All right, signing off.
Love you.
Trav loses this game too.
Shout out Ben. Ben's currently changing a dirty diaper that's up her back.
Hey, can I tell a knock joke really fast?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Knock.
Who's there?
The old lady who?
The old lady who?
I didn't know you knew how to yodel.
Episode 34. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.